Max Rich with Totally Electric Guitars. Doing a little lesson today on chord scales. Perhaps you've heard of chords, perhaps you've heard of scales, maybe not chord scales. They're exactly what they sound like though. They're basically a scale that's made up of chords. You know, like you might know your scales, hope you do. But in any case, you probably know like a C major scale, right? Your standard kind of C major sound. But you could put a chord on each one of those notes, from C to D, E, F, G, A, B. You can build a chord, and if you know a little bit about building chords, you can take the 1, 3, and the 5 of basically whatever note you're starting on. So if you're starting on C, you take the 1, 3, 5, C, E, G, and you build yourself a chord. The next note, D, you take the 1, 3, 5 within that key, so diatonic to C major. And if all of this sounds like a foreign language, maybe you should go back and check out some of the lessons that I did on major, minor scales and chords and the structure of chords. It'll help you understand it a bit more. But if you do know what I'm talking about, stick with me. If we're on the key, or if we're on the note D, and we're going to build a 1, 3, 5 on that, we take the 1, 3, 5, making D the 1, but keeping all the same notes as in C major. So there's no like sharps or flats or anything like there would be if you went to a D scale. But it's basically D Dorian. You're just staying in the key of C major, but you're building a chord on the note D. So we'll take D, and then the 3 above that would be F, diatonic to C major, and then a 5 above that would be A. So basically, the first chord you have in C major is C. The second chord you have is D minor. Now the next chord, if you take the next chord, we'll start on E, because that's the next note in the scale. And then after that you have G, the third of that, and then B, all within the key of C major. Gives you another minor chord, so you have that kind of an idea. And that's basically what a chord scale is. So we're going to dive into a little bit of that, major, minor chord shapes and chord scales, and ways that you can use it to go in and out of playing, you know, maybe through changes.